Hello everybody, welcome back to Jordan Golf TV, where we are talking about all things golf, and this is our weekly Sunday wrap-up where we are talking about all the big stories in golf from a fashion, footwear and cultural perspective. Let's jump into it by talking about this story here. First thing to talk about is the footwear, the Air Revs. If you guys have been following the channel, you'll know that I produced a pretty scathing review about the Air Revs. This was a shoe that had been hyped up big time, and after getting them in hand and after playing a couple of rounds in them, they really weren't my cup of tea, both from an aesthetic standpoint as well as from a performance standpoint. They really felt a little bit gimmicky, at least to me personally. I guess my point with these is that they're a bit overpriced for what they are. 240 bucks or something like that feels like it's way too much. This look right here, it's a nice fit, it's a nice look. I'm not sure what's going on with the blingy keychain. Yeah, this is a nice fit, nice polo, nice cargo pants. You know how MJ does with the cargos. This particular fit is kind of nice. I'm not sure if that's a mock neck or a turned up collar. The shorts do look nice. I think that's a nice fit right there. I would rock something like that. Slightly baggier, wider legged trouser, which is all the rage at the moment. Nice polo shirts, yeah, the t-shirts, the slightly collared neck or high collared neck on the t-shirt is nice. Yeah, look, don't get me wrong, Jordan Brand have got some pretty nice fits going on with their apparel line. But yeah, what do you guys think? Are you guys down with what Jordan Brand are doing in the golf space or not? Feel free to let me know. All right, so Melbourne have, guess what? Another collaboration, another week. Another Melbourne collaboration. They've got one going on at the moment with Steve Aoki. If you guys are familiar with Steve Aoki, I think he's a DJ. I think that's his main thing. He's definitely a man about town. As far as I'm aware, he's become really famous in recent times for throwing cakes at people that are in the crowds of his DJ sets or events, and he's got an uncanny aim with the cake throwing. Let's have a look at this collaboration. So we've got some t-shirts with the bro's face on the front there. Kind of looks pretty cool. I mean, 74 pounds. Sheesh, these shorts are kind of funky, to be fair. The Scooter Steve Aoki shorts, but for 175 pounds, I mean, that's like $200, bruv. That's like a crazy amount to pay for some bloody shorts. What else we got? We got some track pants at 185 pounds with the Melbourne Aoki sort of co-branding going on there. What is this thing here? Oh no, that's just a little bit of advertising. Got the track jacket, 250 quid, kind of nice. The hoodie, yeah, it's like there's some cool stuff in here, don't get me wrong. From like a must cop perspective, like none of it is must cop at all in my opinion. If you're an Aoki fan, then yeah, you might be interested in this sort of stuff, but to be honest, like none of it is particularly appealing to me. Would I cop the stuff on sale? Yeah, maybe. Nah, actually I wouldn't. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with Jane Golf, but they have been making a splash on social media this past week for this really cute little bag that can hold a few clubs, as well as a putter, as well as like a little accessory bag. It's a pretty cool little bit of kit, which I think would come in really handy if you were, I don't know, maybe like local to a municipal course that you can get away with playing with a half set on, or you just like the idea of playing with fewer clubs. I mean, I suppose we can all relate to getting rid of the driver and the 3-wood and just focusing on the clubs that we can all play with. But yeah, this stuff is pretty cool, man. If you guys were interested in that little bite-sized club bag thing or whatever, you can jump onto the website. It's 37 pounds, which is pretty reasonable. Got hats, 32 quids. We've got some like little plush toy. What is this? Like, is this like a fairway wood or wood cover or whatever? Glasses, 30 quid. I mean, they've got some pretty cool looking stuff up on the website here for pretty reasonable prices, as well as the Janes and Jones collaboration on the carry bag. So yeah, that's pretty dope, man. Definitely a brand's potentially worth putting you guys onto. So Adidas Golf have updated some of their Originals golf collection with a series of new bangers, including some new gazelles, nice colorway here in green, some preppy golf stuff for the ladies out here, including this furry knit top. This polo here is kind of nice. And I guess as we start to move out of the summer golf season and start to move into the fall, winter, you can expect some pretty exciting updates from brands like Adidas moving forward very, very soon, including some knitwear, including some outer layers. It's, yeah, pretty exciting for golf fashion once the season changes out of summer from a fashion perspective, because obviously we start getting into the mid layers and the heavy layers and the technical stuff, which is always pretty exciting. But yeah, there's a couple of nice pieces here from the Originals collection to update you guys with. Right, so apparently you have been, over the past couple of days, been able to cop a pair of the Happy Gilmore signature Timbs that he was wearing in the movies. This is like pretty much a cleated up Timberlands with the Happy Gilmore 2 Netflix hang tag. These things are legit. There's also a Gilmore course polo shirt as well, but yeah, I suppose depending on the club that you play at, good luck getting on rocking those. I know golf footwear has taken a slightly different guise in 2025 with all sorts of footwear being acceptable on the course, but yeah, Timbs, that could be a bit of a stretch. And I know they've been cleated up, but would these actually perform well on the golf course? I'm not so sure, bro. Right, so we spoke last week about Brooks Koepka potentially having a PE Nike golf shoe come to the market. And over the past week, we've also heard that Nelly PE could be giving us the exact same type of treatment. So there's a free golf 24 for Nelly PE that we can see here that is apparently supposed to be coming out to the public a little bit later on this season. And you also get this little charm bracelet around the heel cup there. And so I guess this is a signal of intent from Nike to lean in a little bit more to Nelly PE and her golf influence, which is obviously huge right now. These are really clean looking golf shoes. Probably would take off the little charm bracelet myself, but these look like they would be really nice to play in. Right, so last week I broke down Happy Gilmore 2 for you guys, gave you guys my little review, which wasn't glowing, let's be honest, but now that we're a couple of weeks into the release of the movie, we can report that it has set a Netflix record, racking up 46.7 million streams. It's the biggest US opening weekend in the streaming platform's history. Right, so Walker Golf Things, which was founded by Jack Fardell, is now live online. This is a bit of a combination between golf fashion and skate culture. You guys can check out their stuff on all sorts of different outlets, whether it's Trendy Golf, Golf Poser, I think might even have them. It's an Australian brand, and yeah, they lean into this sort of crossover skate/golf aesthetic, which is popping off right now, man. The wider leg trousers, the t-shirts, the big logos. There's definitely a lot of symbiosis, I want to say, at the moment currently between the skater look and the golf look. So let's check out some of the latest things that have been coming in case you guys are interested in picking up some new stuff. Starting off with the shoes, we've got the Air Revs that I was talking about at the start of the episode. These things are out there and available. There's another pair of Victory Tour 4s out there available now in a pretty nice white red taupe colorway. Very clean look right there. Also got a new pair of the Jordan 1 new retro golf shoes, 135 quids. That's a nice pair. It's sort of based on the Royals. 997 spikeless. There's also a pretty nice pair here of the 997s, which I think would be really good for the upcoming winter season in a true black colorway. Haven't tried out any New Balance golf shoes to this point, so yeah, we'd be interested in that. In terms of what's going on in the sales right now, I don't know about you guys, but I have been checking for the sales over the past week as a lot of really cool stuff has been getting reduced and then even more reduced as we come to the end of the summer season. So there are a few steals and deals out there. I wouldn't rush to cop any new golf shoes. Like if you're in the market for some golf shoes and you're thinking about paying full price, maybe have a look around to see if there's anything you fancy on sale at the moment. Metawood Studio actually have a pretty exciting collaboration with this brand here called Keen, and this is going to be dropping this Friday, actually, August the 15th. And the marketing or the imagery here is pretty dope. It's showing a sneaker or the outsole of a sneaker or the outsole pattern of a sneaker either inlaid into the tree bark here or, you know, like chameleon style, stealthily inlaid into the surroundings. Keen, I had to actually check them out. These guys shoemakers that sort of specialize in trail running as well as hiking and stuff like that, but mainly trail running from what I can see here. And so yeah, they've established 312,000 followers. Obviously they've got a pretty solid market, but the fact that Metawood are teaming up with them is pretty exciting stuff. Whether or not it's going to be like a golf shoe, or like maybe it's like a trail running shoe that you can repurpose for golf, this is probably one for you guys to look out for if you're interested in Metawood Studio and or Keen products. And that is it for today's cheeky updates. Thank you guys as always for tuning in. Do me a favor and like the video before you bounce. And if you are interested in my short form content, go and give me a follow over on IG. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend. I will see you on the next video. Take care for now and peace.